On this topic.
Nah, you good. All right, so let's go ahead and start this off. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
At the count of shit. Yo, what's up, mother suckers? It's your boy Ricochet Sean up in here, and I'll be hosting this episode of Life is Hard.
Laff It Off.
Boom, boom. And to my far right, I have my man, the legend. He looking like he just came out of the Next Friday movie set. Trai Love. How you
What's
doing,
going on,
Trai?
y'all? Good to be here on this side of the panel. Thank
What's
you,
up?
Enrique.
You looking nice, man. That's a good that's a hipster Christmas outfit that you
I'm
have
going
going
Elf
on.
gangster right now.
Elf
Elf
gangster.
that got beat up.
What?
Damn,
Beat up?
dude.
You think you got cut because they was on the naughty
See, now
list?
why
They
you
wanna
gotta go there and bring that up?
What? Okay.
You bring
Nice,
Go ahead
man.
and choke.
And all the way to my far left, we have your best friend, my best friend, and somebody's restraining order. Sally Lebig. What's up, Sally?
For Christmas, I would like y'all to drop these restraining orders. All right, y'all know I'm good people. Yeah.
We got some of this hemp
Really
too up in
Yeah,
the
go and
set.
put that there, bro.
Yeah.
You see this? This is what you need, to get the holiday spirit right. So go ahead and just plug in the premium hemp gummy bears here. They gave us what did they give us?
All right, so
This is your plug, Sally.
yeah, we look WellLution. These people have these products that are, like when you're in a lot of pain. Like I have 4 herniated discs in my spine.
Damn.
I can't even
It's
say
crazy
that.
shit.
What the
I
fuck
have that
happened?
going
You got
on.
it.
Every single doctor looks at my X-rays.
Some good ass dick. You got You have his number because you got it for of them.
I'll break my upper neck. It's all right.
Okay.
No, for real. And doctors always ask me, like, whoa, what happened? Did you get in a major accident? I was like,
Nah, he was hitting that doggy style.
Into the
He was
shoulder
hitting that
blades.
doggy style.
Y'all still together.
Yeah.
She ended up marrying him
Yeah,
after
that's how you know. How did you know he the one? He done broke up
Oh
my
my
whole
God.
upper spine.
Yeah.
And
So,
then,
That's the one, baby.
why are you talking
You proposed.
Who referee you?
no, this is T for Tressa. What you say? This is T for Tressa.
Tressa.
To my close right, we have the only one, the host of Lady Bits, one of the godmother of Houston. She hosts St. Bernard's
We
open
said
mic
sex
and
symbol.
showcase. Sex symbol at Polk Street. Tressa, what's up, Tressa?
What's up?
What's up?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. Crazy as hell.
We got a lot of topics, a lot of serious topics for y'all to just digest and feel awkward about. So let's just
Yeah,
go
we
ahead
already
and
feeling
hop into
awkward.
it. Yeah, so we have a new hashtag trending on Twitter, trending on Instagram, Fridays for Future. And that's a hashtag for activists. And what do y'all know about activists? Tressa, there's feminine activists. There's
Look.
activists for veganism.
Look, these people, they just wanted to be off out of school. That's what that was about.
I went there.
So
You don't know what we're talking
they
about.
want the world to stop. So she done talked to her mama into stop flying, so the mama don't fly.
She
the
doesn't
women.
Yeah.
fly.
She taking a whole extra day to pay the bills to get to where she need to go because her daughter don't want her to drive. They doing all
Who's
this.
she? We talking about
We're
her?
talking about
bring her up
Thunberg.
yet.
That's
Greta
right.
Thunberg.
Let the suspense hit the people. We're talking
Yeah.
about Greta Thunberg.
Wants everybody to
Yeah.
not go to school and strike for school until people promise to help with the emissions.
Right.
Okay,
That's cheap.
they just want to be out of school.
They
Go
just
on,
wanna
take
be
your
out
ass
of
to school. Okay, first off, that's number one. Go to school, but if you want to do that on your own. The
the weekends.
the more that you push for somebody to not do something, the more that energy just keeps on going. Okay, let that happen naturally. Because I'm gonna tell you this: when I become rich, I'm getting a Hummer. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna apologize.
You're not
for
getting
that.
you're not
I'm
getting a Tesla. You're not getting a Tesla.
I said the
I'll get that
Tesla.
too.
Like a high power energy
You know what?
Tesla.
I will get a Tesla. I will do that. But that still does
Not
not
gonna
mean,
stop you from
it's just people
The
just
Hummer
with the
is just-
environment. They want
yeah.
you to do. They want you to build a tiny home. They want you. I'm not.
I got too many kids for
I-
that.
Many accommodations for you.
I am. It's gonna be a 15-room mansion. I'm not gonna apologize for none of that shit. Okay.
You gonna put it on Airbnb?
They go. She's going too far. Take your ass to school. Don't be. Let us do this stuff. You know, just
protest outside of school.
You know,
let these children get their
do this
education.
stuff on the
weekends.
You know what I mean? You ain't got to you all that. And so she flying all around the world. You know, so she took a year off of school. She like 16.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
She took a year off of school. You just want to be out of school. You probably girl.
So she was named Greta. Okay, Miss Greta Thunberg. She is 16.
Go to school.
She's the only 16-year-old that's on a feud with Trump on Twitter. You heard about that?
Yes.
And I could read Trump's. And here you go. This is.
Can I
Trump.
read it?
Okay, go ahead and read it, Sally.
I was like, hold on.
Go ahead and read this.
So our president had tweeted to her, "Chill, Greta, chill." Anger management problem.
Rakesh, you want to do your impersonation of Trump and read this shit for us, please? Okay.
Chill, Greta.
So
Chill.
ridiculous. Damn, no, I can't do it. I sound like I smoke too many cigarettes.
And then we were saying, because I'm like, how is he having all this time to
He's a
tweet
comedian.
like this?
Because he is an actor. First off, let's not forget he is an actor that did not think that he was going to win the damn presidency. And so all of this is just to help his next show.
Yeah. And we think that his team is like, go be on Twitter, go ahead and do that while they go handle the important stuff. Like,
It's
if that's going to
ridiculous.
entertain him, let's go ahead and let
You
him
know
do
what's
that.
even crazy with Greta? Even Vladimir, the president of Russia, got into a feud with her. She has two world leaders shitting on her
Because she ain't in school.
because of climate
Because
change. Because she's not
go to
in school.
You wouldn't have no. You wouldn't be doing none of this. Go to school.
She doesn't look like she's
protest on
having a
the
good time.
weekends.
She looks
You know,
miserable.
I love going to school for the free lunch, like especially if it was like
It's not free.
sloppy
Your
Joe.
parents are paying for that.
Okay.
Unless
Well,
you
no,
had-
no,
It
he
was
probably,
free. He did, okay.
you know,
It was free lunch.
low income.
It was free lunch. I didn't have to pay nothing. I just had to show my
free
ID tag 126384, put that into the little system, and I get a
Right.
sloppy Joe. And I steal like 2-3 milks also. Still
Right.
one of the strawberries. So you saying because she just wants to be in
Get out
school.
of school, yes, exactly.
So you don't
the same
think climate
thing.
change is real at all, and you can speak your mind here. Trust. It's a safe room.
I think it is. I mean, do little things that you could do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm saying do things like I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna get the special bulbs that last for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Recycle.
But, make sure that you recycle. Get
big
biodegradable
time.
type of stuff. Do those kind of things. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna stop flying for you.
Do you think these old white dudes with power?
I'm gonna still fly in planes, and I'll have a private one as well.
Okay. Say we
I'm
did
sorry.
have the technology to fly planes without creating a hole into the ozone layer.
A Tesla plane?
A Tesla
That
plane.
would be.
That would it
Tesla
looks
plane.
legit. Have you seen the new Tesla truck? It looks like a door stopper. You seen it? Like the front is like a
Yes,
rectangle.
I think I have. I think it's ugly, right?
Yeah, it's an odd shape.
And people
you know,
are
it's
gonna pretend
interesting.
that it's a nice looking thing.
Yeah, anything
because it's a
expensive.
Tesla.
Anything.
You know,
expensive.
Tesla just put in a battery that's supposed to last.
He said,
million
Tesla.
miles.
He said, I didn't put it in.
Tesla. I did say that.
Tesla. He put battery.
Okay.
That's the
Tesla.
first time he said my name right the whole night. All day.
You know what? You so right.
What is climate? Y'all fuck with climate change?
This is a young.
Oh, he said a little bit. You know, because there's a hashtag. So the hashtag is for young people, the people who are going to inherit the earth way after our time.
So if you want to skip school,
that makes sense.
You
go
know what?
protest with-
Protest outside of school, right? That's what we're saying. Protest outside of school.
but if you wanted to skip school, then you can go protest with her. How about that?
I think we're
it's genius.
all unique and we have our own unique passions, and she's an individual who have found her calling, and if this is something that she wants to do, then I'm definitely not gonna stop people like that, because we've experienced a lot of change in our past through activists who've had positive messages and have been able to make a very great impact for us. So if that's her, that's none of my business. She wants to go and pursue that. More power to her. And yeah, she's young. It is her generation, so that's why she's probably more passionate than others.
Yeah.
You know.
Besides that,
Go for her.
I do think climate change is a big issue. I think it's fucking up El Salvador. It's too hot out there in Central America. And you know what? This young girl, she has 3 world leaders that are actually trying to discredit her. So the fact that it's 3 world leaders, Brazil, Russia, and the U.S., says a lot about the message that she's bringing to the generation. So again, we got to just wait till these old white dudes die out, and hopefully the next people in office,
That's a good point.
the next people in office are going to be of color, or they're going to be for sure progressive, and they're going to take matters into their own hands, because
Can't
at the end of the
come
day,
fast enough.
it's going to be not our future generations that are going to inherit the earth. So we got to make sure we look out for that. And besides that, climate change, Trai, you want to speak your mind more about it?
Huh? Are we
Last
talking about
thoughts
what I want to
about
talk about?
I
Talk
think we
about what you're
should.
talking
I
about.
think
Go
we
ahead.
should.
Okay, now you can send a chocolate DICK to someone's door anonymously. It's called Eat a DICK.
Eat at DICK.
Can we say it?
I can say it for
I
He
you.
wants to be
I'm
a
not gonna
clean
say it.
comic for Christians, so
No. It's called DICK at
Don't
your
give
door.
up.
There we go. It's
I
called
would've said what it
DICK
is, so we can
at
say
your
it.
door. Totally anonymous. $20. Send it to anywhere you want, and they have it in white chocolate.
You ever
and
been
regular
cheated
chocolate.
on? You ever been cheated on? Did your uncle accidentally sleep with your girlfriend, but actually it wasn't accidentally? Did you have maybe your stepmother, maybe she became a lesbian and took your girlfriend? You never know. Situations out here happen in the world. You want to really get back at somebody? It's December, Christmas time. You want to send a message? Go ahead and send a dick to somebody's doorstep.
how is
Isn't that
it
amazing?
they're getting an actual chocolate they can eat that costs $20, so it's more like a prize. Hey, good job
Eat-
for being a dick. I'm
But
gonna give you
it's
some
the
chocolate.
shame that they feel.
Yeah,
Eat a
and then when you
dick,
open it,
dude.
it has on there.
Eat a dick.
You're eating the dick.
Yeah, at least they get some point across.
I don't have no enemies, so it would be a positive thing. I would just be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I wonder if you
it's
could
chocolate
change.
Yeah,
and it's shaped like a dick.
Oh no.
I'll eat it.
What do you think about
I
eating
can-
dicks, Trey?
I don't see what
I'm just saying.
what the, I don't see what
eating-
the problem
I like
is.
chocolate. I just don't like.
I mean, now if the chocolate is nasty, now that's gonna be messed up.
Yeah, like if
You know
that-
what?
Oh, and
that
let me
would
say,
be more.
it's vegan. It is vegan.
It's vegan chocolate?
Vegan.
I don't
Vegan,
know why
vegan.
he wants to name these words his own way.
You put a little
That
shake.
South Park
Press you and
education.
it comes out
Southwest
differently.
side.
It's a little love slang.
HISD did this.
Hey,
to me,
don't
bro.
make the education system look
I
as
said this.
bad than already
You done
is.
changed Tesla to Tesla.
now vegan to
Vegan to
vegan.
vegan.
What else I gonna get today?
Vegas.
Vegan.
We got, no,
You
we
ought to
gotta
hear
keep
how I say
talking about
hard.
this.
Like it's
Hard.
Howard.
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 Hard. WD.
I talked about that yesterday too. Just all the different words that people make up. You know what
Want to
I'm
go
saying?
to the store? The store?
Right.
Yeah.
The South.
Yeah, 50.
Yeah. I mean, I'm from Chicago, so I understand that the word is CAR.
Instead
It's
of
car.
sensitive,
but we say
sensitive.
ka.
Ka.
The
Ka.
The ka. It's a ka.
So you gonna send the cock to the
cock.
doorstep. That's what you're
Well,
saying.
I think it's a great gift. No, I would
I
send
think
it
it's
to
a great
friends.
gift too.
No, I
you
wouldn't.
know,
Matter of fact, I
would
wouldn't.
send it to. It's a girly gift, like bridesmaid. You know those damn bridal parties.
Yeah,
they
always
would like
got-
that.
they always
They-
dick
yeah.
themed.
It's a good
so,
gift.
You know
I
what
see
mean?
how the idea stemmed because I remember when I was younger, I was mad at my aunt, and I went to Florida, and I got her a souvenir from Florida, and I gave it to her, and it was a shark that said "bite me." So I gave her a shirt that said "bite me" because I didn't like her. I was mad at her.
So
at the
imagine
time.
if it was a shark
So
and
I
a dick.
get it. So
Imagine
yeah,
that.
you give them like eat a dick, bite me. They get the message. Like if you have like some tension there, that would.
So instead of, all right, so this is what it came down to, and this is where I'm getting the final conclusion of this, is that the dick is just too good to send to somebody's doorstep.
yeah, what if you send it to yourself? Like eat a dick.
Right.
I will.
Right.
If you don't like this-
Somebody
Yeah.
gonna be mad that
I've
it's
been
candy.
waiting for the dick to come at the doorstep for days now.
Someone is gonna be mad that it's actually candy. Like, oh, I thought I could use this. Like, no.
Oh, could you imagine someone trying to use that as a?
I guess if he frozen.
I could imagine.
first or something. I don't know if he frozen.
I mean, I wonder if it's hard candy or does it melt?
It'll melt
Does it
in
get it melt
there.
and turn it?
Trey, we're trying to have the bread for you, bro.
Hey, don't worry
Wait a
about me.
minute,
I'm
wait.
not eating the dick. Okay.
Wait a minute. Was we said he was gonna be clean?
That's why I was like,
clean. Is that clean?
Slipped out.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
slipped.
Hey, stinky fingers over here.
Lord.
Yeah. It's just a fault.
Christian viewers.
You gonna be a
Bad
Christian.
influence on me, dude.
You gonna be a Christian comic. It's all good. We talking about eating dick. It's all good, but we're gonna bring this back into another serious topic on the empty stomach. But you know what? That's why it's filling, right? But we're gonna go ahead and bring this back full circle. We have rapper Juice WRLD. This is so if you didn't know, SoundCloud is where people go whenever they have dreams. Your friends that you don't follow on Instagram, on Facebook have SoundClouds. But rapper Juice WRLD actually came from SoundCloud, and he actually plays double platinum, and he was number 2 on the billboards for a while. And he's a rapper that recently OD'd. And there's this age now. So you ever heard about the age 27? It's the magic number where like most celebrities die at 27.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
27 is my favorite number. So that's
27.
sad.
Wow.
It is
Yeah, if you didn't know, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Brian Jones, all of them died at 27.
Excess
Tupac,
Wow.
motherfucking Tupac died. Kurt Cobain died at 27.
Wow.
And now 21. It's just affecting
Oh no,
millennials.
not our baby. We need to watch you.
Oh no, I'm 23 already. I'm just
But
playing.
still 27.
Oh yeah. I'll be all
Yeah, we
right.
passed that already.
He got to
though.
get
You don't-
famous first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
I
part,
wouldn't
Then
mind
we'll
right
worry
now.
about
then
you.
we have to worry
So
about it.
when you get famous, we're gonna have to.
Yeah. So we're good. We're
Christian
past that.
comedy, baby. You got me. You got me. This is liquor I'm sipping on. So it's the bad side that is.
Right. And did you eat today?
Oh yeah, I ate those
we eat
kolaches,
plenty.
baby.
That's
Yeah.
all them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, I think.
And I jog 2 miles. You ever just jog 2 miles? You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna reward myself by eating a whole lamb, baby.
Right.
Just fucking.
Just eat
Yeah.
every fucking thing.
I think
Yeah.
Tressa had the best advice. Say no to drugs.
You,
when did I say that?
You drug free, Tessa?
When did you say that?
Fucking.
What's that? You were saying that.
Oh, Tessa must have said it because I don't trust it. Tessa must have said that shit because I don't trust it.
Is that you, Sally, that said that? Say no to drugs.
Oh well.
Earlier?
They OD. These two died from that. And
Okay.
what my immediate reaction to this was.
Yeah. There's a lot of Juice WRLD fans out there, right? So there is this whole SoundCloud. Yeah,
That's why I was wondering.
there's a whole bunch. I know because a lot of
youngins.
millennials,
My bad,
that are
yes.
listening to this shit.
I had to refer to my
They're
kid.
crying over
Yeah,
Juice
I don't
WRLD
have
and they don't
no
even
one
know
thing.
who he is until
Wow.
after he did die, and then they're still crying about it, right? But there's 3 main SoundCloud rappers. They died from 2017 up to 2019 that shaped the whole era of SoundCloud, and like these are like the breakout stars that we're never gonna see again for SoundCloud. So you have XXXTentacion. That's when he got shot in Florida.
Is that how you say that?
I know. I was like,
XXXTentacion.
damn,
I thought
that's how
it
you
was
said
XXXTentacion.
XXXTentacion. It's all good.
XXXTentacion.
XXXTentacion.
Nah, I'm old
He
as
still did
shit.
2
You know that.
X's.
He's like XXX.
baby.
Like, you done turned into Italian?
X's on X's on X's.
X-Fields.
We have Lil Peep. Lil Peep accidentally also died of a drug overdose in
Accidentally.
2017. Yeah, and also Juice WRLD, he had a seizure outside of the airport.
Wow.
And whenever the cops search his private plane, that he has so much money, he has a private plane. That's Joe Osteen level, you feel me? So private plane, they found 70 pounds of marijuana, and that's not bad, right?
Marijuana, yeah.
Marijuana's marijuana. Like,
Yeah.
smoke all the weed you want, but just
Yeah.
don't do drugs.
But don't do drugs.
Yeah.
What else was in there?
What he had?
He
He
had
had
Percocet, he had morphine, he had cocaine, he had ketamine, all
What the hell
types.
was he trying
Wow.
to do? Well,
I mean,
did
clearly.
he not know?
Clearly.
that
I don't
this
know.
was gonna
Whatever you
happen?
did,
I mean,
you ever done
The thing-
morphine?
the thing-
You asked him.
Have you ever done Tylenol?
I will honestly say that the one childbirth that I have had, I think I was given morphine after. No, it was after surgery.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best shit ever. But I have not tried to
Can
get
you
it on
explain?
the street.
Can you
know what I
explain
mean?
the feeling that you felt?
It is euphoric, and you immediately are just smiling and shit. But you can't function. Like you can't go do something. You know, you can't even get up. You know.
Yeah.
But in contrast to pain from surgery, it's the best thing ever. But I have never thought to myself, let me go find some fucking morphine.
Afterwards, you were just like one time deal.
No, I mean, That and an epidural when you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's the
Yeah,
best. That's the best.
What
drug
about
in
what
life.
about mushrooms? You ever did mushroom psychedelics? See the geometry in the sky.
I have. I did it with my ex-boyfriend, and we decided to be in the house.
Okay,
be in
that's
the house,
good.
That's smart.
and we put it in a smoothie, like some smooth. It's like a
Ooh, y'all
like
classy.
8 ounce.
Yeah,
or whatever.
classy.
Y'all
with it.
classy.
And all I can say is that I remember, like, you feel it coming over your body, basically, and it clearly has you seeing things differently. So the clouds look like pillows.
Damn.
Like, it looked like
Yeah.
you could touch it. And
That sounds
and then it was
badass.
like some different colors and shit. And then, everywhere in Houston, if your rent is cheap, you got stucco walls and shit, the bumpy walls and everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because they always, I don't know what the fuck is up with Houston and that shit. The stucco walls.
Oh yeah.
But
the
all
walls look like they have.
reasonable priced apartments
Pimples.
and houses have that shit in there. So it was turning into faces and stuff. Like if I looked at it too long, it would turn into a face or something. So then my ex, he's just sitting there and he's trying to. He wants to go to the store.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So he's sitting there and he just was feeling on himself. And he just kept
For real?
on and then, so he's doing like this and I'm just like, what are you doing? And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, do you realize you're rubbing yourself? And so he said he was going to drive to the store, stopped him from driving to the store. He walked all the
good.
way to the store
Walked
in his
to the store.
in his slippers and socks. And he forgot his wallet.
Wow.
So he had to come back. But that's all I remember. That.
And,
but I've never done
a big
anything
thing about
else.
shrooms, Tressa, is that people have like an aftermath, like a come down period where they learn things about themselves. And there's actually some facilities, I believe,
knew
in
I
like
was gonna break
Cali.
up with him.
You know what's
We knew it then, right
after
after we
taking
came down,
the
like,
fucking
you know what?
shrooms.
I was like, you know what? Yeah,
Fuck.
your days are short.
Dog, you see clarity,
I knew
baby.
it. Yeah.
Mushrooms is do mushrooms and
was
weed.
clear.
That's the message
No,
of
don't
this
do mushrooms.
conclusion. Go ahead and
But I do want to experience ayahuasca at least one time. Like it's just really about certain things, is like using the rest of your brain, that like a literal thing, but not something to just be fucking crazy.
Right,
You know,
right.
and at my age. In Chicago, it was not cool to do lean. It wasn't,
It was
or
not.
cocaine or whatever. Like cocaine was
You never
a
put
70s
lean on your
thing and an
blunt?
80s thing, but in growing up, that was something white people did.
Mm.
So
that's what we heard.
in Chicago, I'm sure people do it now, but just like lean and stuff, we didn't do shit like that. It was about weed, and then you were a crackhead if you're gonna smoke crack, and you
Right.
are a crackhead, and that's a lowly thing. That was not
Right.
cool to do that. It was not cool to pop pills. That was white people shit. And so now moving here, my daughter, as an adult now, and she's grown up here. She's really more of a Houstonian. So she's grown up
H-Town.
with that, and all of these rappers that's in all of their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
Popping
it's
pills and
slow.
Molly
Absolutely.
and ecstasy.
Chopped and
I mean,
screwed,
yeah,
baby.
you know what?
The young
And
ones are
I do
seeing
try.
that.
I do try to not use the word every or all,
Right,
but
right.
in a lot
Majority.
of songs. But there are still a lot of songs. I ain't gonna even lie that I still like them. So I
Yeah.
just try not to be
Right.
someone that is, hypocritical, but it is tripped out that it's something that is happening more so, and it's becoming this cool thing to do. But they are dealing with depression. And so these people are trying all these different things because the money did not make them
happy.
It's crazy you're hitting on this because
or
yeah.
whole they as they thought
Yeah.
that it was going to be, and they're overcompensating and not getting, especially a black man. It is not part of what any of us are taught, especially as a black man, to go to therapy. That is a big deal, and people throw around bipolarism really
Just like pills,
quickly
just like
and
pills
stuff
are
like
for
that,
white
but,
people.
You know,
Therapy's
yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly.
that's how this- yeah,
you know,
that's
but
how
a
I see
lot
it.
of people have all these different mental
Problems.
problems that they're undiagnosed completely. You know, and that's a lot was
Untreated.
untreated
Mental
because they
health.
won't get help. Now, do I think you should you should necessarily medicate. No, that's when you smoke some weed. Like, find the right strain of weed for you. I mean, that could have helped you. The right CBD and the natural things. You know,
cannabis all
change your
legal
diet. You know what I mean? Go vegan.
Cannabis oil?
All these things can balance you to the point.
In it, as long as it doesn't have THC.
Alkaline water. Yeah.
Here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Alkaline water.
Keep your acidity low. That shit is gonna just inflame your joints.
Now, see, I can understand lean because lean got popular because it's so easy to get sick here in Houston. It's cold and it's hot and it's cold and it's hot, and that's the best thing for a cold to knock off that cough.
Free lean.
Codeine, baby.
Yeah.
Lean, chopped and screwed, the color purple. The color purple, baby.
That's all that taste, baby. That's all that taste.
You see,
Y'all should. If you can see these guys behind the camera, the rappers behind the camera, talk about, no, you tried it, no, that ain't real, that ain't true.
yo, you want to hop in
Act
and
like
talk
that
about
codeine, though. You want to act like that codeine? Come on, Will. Come and get right here.
Come on here. All right, y'all. This is Laff It Off. We're gonna do a quick stop. Let's go ahead and get many faces up in this bitch.
All right, we're back.
All right,
Wow, that's a good break.
not even. We don't. No, it's not. We don't even need to edit this. Just go. This is just the realest, the rawest motherfucker in the world. To my far right.
Got me real vegan thick right now. You feel me?
You're saying it right.
I feel something special.
Damn.
Yeah. Can I get an autograph? All right.
$40.
Boy, you like a spicy.
Cash app, $40.
There
you go.
But yeah, man, y'all up here tripping on that drink. Like, nah.
Why do people even choose to drink lean? In your opinion?
Because it
Will?
tastes good. Well, first off, hold up.
Rubber test
Wait. I think it's important that I establish right now.
Establish
I'm
it.
a born hard Houstonian. Like she was talking about, born and raised, you know what I'm saying? So I'm from here.
Yep.
And I remember that first time I saw a pink Sprite. You know, it was fascinating. Like, what is that?
The colors.
Why is that pink? Why does it look like it's glowing? And then the magic happened. I tasted
There
it.
are fireworks coming out.
I know this because
No,
it's a Houston thing. You see,
It just still sound like white people shit.
City of lean, dog.
It do.
man,
Yeah.
I tell you
see
what.
it.
Back in my day, the lines of the droves that were coming to participate wasn't that many white folks. What's his name? We got Marcus Jones in here. Marcus Jones, for the know who I'm finna talk about. Toe Down. Yeah. Toe Down might have been one of the whites that was in that line.
Yeah.
Pee Wee, a lot of y'all probably know who Pee Wee is. That's how gangsta I go back. But to make a long story short, it became a culture.
It became part of the culture.
I think she said it best that for those of us that didn't have the right guidance, we found other things to pacify. So we medicated, okay?
You think it's similar to like cigarettes? You know how people smoke cigarettes? You know it's going to give you cancer, right? But you're like, you know what? That's 20 years down the line. And like you hear people with codeine, cough syrup. Like Lil Wayne went to the hospital for cough syrup. Yeah. And also like I remember my first time with codeine, I was just outside the neighborhood and we had codeine and like some Sprite and we halved it and then we put some on a blunt. Yeah, it did turn pink. So and you're like, it feels explicit. It's just like that peer pressure thing. Like if you're not allowed to have it, then you want it.
Yeah,
You say it feels explicit.
It feels dangerous. You know, we're attracted to danger.
Okay, this is where I got to be responsible and talk like I got a little sense. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So overindulge in anything, okay, is abuse. Period.
Right.
Okay.
Even food.
Even food. You know what I mean?
It's abuse.
So for the lack of knowledge, it cost us in a major way. It cost us DJ Screw, who basically became the pioneer of this culture. And it's like no one paid attention. Then shortly thereafter, it cost us Big Mo. Then shortly thereafter, Pimp left. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the abuse cost us dearly. You know, it really did. But because, and this is where I'm going to tie it in with the younger rappers that you list. That you mentioned earlier. Us as old schoolers right now, we're missing something vital. We're not standing in the gap where a lot of us felt like the elders of that time didn't stand in the gap for us. Because see, a lot of those dudes knew. They knew the outcome. They knew what could happen, and no one kind of stood in the void to try to tell it. Now, Pimp C, God bless his soul. Pimp saw the importance and he tried. You know, but it should have been more of us of that age group to step up. And be more factual about what was really going on with that.
So you think
now you have these younger rappers who are all on their own.
Right.
And it shows in the outcome.
They make it big on their own. They don't have a support team.
Ain't nobody telling them you shouldn't be doing this.
And their friends just encourage it. It's like the friends to ride with them, but they're like, they didn't care if it was popping all types of pills at the airplane.
Because I'm kind of old, and nowadays we call that the blind leading the blind.
The blind leading the blind.
So now you have that same formality on steroids, being infused by the internet. So now what was never meant to be cool is promoted to a different level of cool, because now it can be put everywhere.
And especially when you have the money, you know, when you have the money to start doing different things, and
of course.
But I just think it's a lot of unhappy people. I really don't talk about it, but I had my ex-boyfriend, and I don't know. I guess it was years. It was like from 8th grade through like high school.
Right.
He died on Christmas. I think the year before last. And so if we were single, if I come to Chicago, we would, get together or whatever. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know who he could have been talking to somebody. I don't want to hurt nobody feelings about it, but
we understand.
he said he was single.
Right.
Yeah.
But he just got to the point where, trying to pretend he really didn't want to, have a woman because, you like being single. Like, stop pretending that shit. If you like it, you like it, but life is short, and he was compensating for that shit. Lonely as hell, bored as hell, trying different kind of drugs. And OD, at 40 years old.
If it makes you feel better.
He's not 21.
Right.
40 years old. Got the money to do it. Great job.
Right.
And his son was grown
when it happened.
Yeah, and I'm sure. So he has to. I think he was like just about to graduate college or something. Like that's
rough.
Crazy.
Fuck.
And
it happens to broken people, or like people who have some kind of deficiency emotionally, mental health. I know my dad OD'd in Christmas too. Yeah, he did, and he OD'd in El Salvador. Actually, I was about 7 years old, right? I hadn't seen him for about 6 or 8 months, and what happened was my mom accidentally washed his passport, right? And he had to go down to El Salvador for business because he was taking used cars out there, right, and flipping them, and he was making bread like that. He was supporting us here in the U.S. We had sold our house and everything in El Salvador. We had about $100K, right? That whole $100K, because he had PTSD. He fought in the Cold War in El Salvador. Lots of shit went down. Lots of like human rights were broken in that battle. It was about 1983 until 1993. Whenever it ended, he couldn't handle it anymore. And in order to forget all those flashbacks, and if you don't have that support team that you're talking about, which was his family, me, my mama, my brother, my other brother in the U.S., then he started abusing, and from there it takes one drop if you're a user, right? One sniff, like one pop of a pill, and then you just go down the whole mountain slope. After that, he just pretty much drank a hole in his stomach. That's pretty much what happened. Drank a hole and just overdose. So I understand what you mean. Whenever it could happen, you never see it, and he was also 42 whenever it happened to him. So trust I could fucking relate.
That's
I can relate too, because I suffered through depression, and it's hard for people to understand that because, and it's funny because I've read where famous comedians will say a lot of comedians deal with depression, and this is their outlet to be themselves and laugh on stage. But I struggle with it, and I suffer through flashbacks and all those things, and I 100% understand how you can get into abusing anything, food, alcohol, substance, to, you know, get away from it. And it's hard when you don't have that support system. And when you're in there, you know, I get through my moments when I can get there where I would have to drink until my face is numb, kind of like moment,
to
you know.
Forget, right, to stop feeling.
To stop feeling the pain that you're going through within. And I would say like a big thing that has helped me is I'm open about it. So I would let people around me know I do struggle with that. And I had my friend, you know, that all know me, you know, I have a lot of best friends in my circle who we've been friends for 10 years and over. So they know me and they know what's normal about me and what's not normal about me. So I had a bachelorette party and I hang out with my friend, and my friend noticed like the entire like 3-day bachelorette celebration, I was not sober at all ever. And she knew that was something different, and she set me out aside multiple times.
That's a good friend.
That's a really, really good friend. And it's an awkward conversation to have. And the person who's going through it is like, nah, I'm good, I'm fine, like, it's all right.
Oh my God.
And, you know, it's hard. And she kept having to instill that.
But now, think about this.
Think about it.
Don't that kind of coincide with your favorite rapper?
Word. Why do we like Biggie so much when he's talking about all the shit and cold?
Let's really think about this.
Yes, no,
and here's the, I guess, catch-22 that no one thinks about. Because, you know, we live in a time where most rappers try to be something that they're not.
Word.
But let's say if what you're hearing is that artist's real-life testimony. And we know how graphic some of these songs get.
They do get
That's
graphic.
a step away from war.
You know what? Juice
Don't that
WRLD,
tie into PSD?
Yeah, one of his lyrics, he predicted his own death.
A lot of them predict.
A lot of them do predict their own, because
a lot of them predict their own death.
it's like with their music, as captivating
Mr.
as it
Lumpkin,
is.
what you
to
got,
people.
Mr. Lumpkin?
It's not just a prediction of the death, it's self-martyrdom.
Self-martyrdom.
Explain, elaborate.
Go ahead. You want to hop in the mic real quick?
What? No, I'm good for
I can switch with you.
self-martyrdom that doesn't have a cause, a path.
Here you go. Switch in. Come here. Go ahead. So we was talking about, it's not just a prediction of the death. This is motherfucking wisdom you're getting right
It
now.
has to be a mindset too, I'm sure.
It's only fair. Let me introduce this gentleman.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right now, we're being blessed with the presence of Mr. GL, a long-term friend of mine, Mr. Guy Lumpkin. He's been rocking with me since the first album. More than a brother to me. Has always been honest, and I value this man's opinion. Right. So, elaborate a little bit on what you were saying off camera, sir.
Just briefly, a little background. I think we as a collective of people or a collective of individuals, people sitting here, putting together those years of concentrated effort, lifestyles, and just experiences. I've lived many, many places, I've experienced many things, been many people. We're speaking about a collection of attitudes and people who are forced in one way or another to express themselves or represent themselves in a way that is accepted or rejected. Right. But more than not, people get into the attitude and format of self-martyrdom without having a final goal in mind. There becomes an attitude of, well, if I can't be accepted, if I can't be validated, if I cannot be represented as an equal on many levels, and as it presents themselves one way or another, then at very least I'll make a loud bang as I leave here in the thought process of self-martyrdom.
Right. I see what you mean.
You understand?
It's very true. Yeah.
As humans,
because Pac definitely went out
as
with
humans,
a bang.
one of the major traits that we want to have in and of ourselves is, can you prove you were here?
Word.
What as a comedian,
right. You're trying to find
producer,
meaning. Like what? Why?
As someone that's watching in the audience, or someone that has an understanding of themselves at any level, can you prove you were here?
Can you leave your mark on the world?
Can you leave your mark on the world? And if I do not validate you in some way as an equal, or I just look at you as a causality or a bystander, our young people tend to fall on self-martyrdom. Mom wasn't there. Previously, we were speaking about codeine and things of that nature. But how many of us have experienced where our aunties or uncles laced the kids to put them down before they went to bed so they would shut up.
Yeah. Take some allergy
Codeine,
medicine.
NyQuil. It's not when they seen it on the street and they got mixed up pink wasn't the first time they were introduced to it.
Absolutely.
So you have to look at the trend and the cycle. You know, there's a lot of depressed people in the households, and they will attempt to bring some peace to the house just for 10, 20 seconds, and you know it's time to put the kids down, so we'll give them this. And then the house will be quiet, and they can have some thoughts and some moments to themselves, very brief moments to themselves. But it becomes a secular motion that it never stops. And then that child grows up, and he still wants to be validated, and he still wants to be, patted on the back, or at very least admonished for whatever he's accomplished. And if that cannot happen, a bang occurs.
So I would love to get your input on this. What happens if that very same kid finds it, but without guidance?
Say again? He does what?
What if he finds that validation without the help of a guardian, without the help of a
Is that not what we're seeing?
If you find a validation,
yeah, there can still be a bang. One is a self-destruction, is a big bang, and that thought process. The self-martyrdom is the most popular, which is why I mentioned that the most. But I came from an affluent family. I had all of the resources around me. But because of undiagnosed mental illness and parents and co-parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, children with very strong backgrounds and support can be abandoned.
Right.
Because your personal problems, that moment of peace, that 15, 20 minutes of peace where you dose the kids or something of that nature, or just failing to plan out your next moments and steps will be the difference between their success or their failure. And depending on who that person is, they'll rock with it or they'll fall off. I was a product of that. I decided a long time when I met you, I decided slowly but surely that was not who I was going to be.
Wow,
that's great.
Glad I could be a part of that.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it.
You find it or you hide it.
Right.
It's two things you can't hide. You can't hide money and you can't hide a blessing. And they don't necessarily become mutually respected, and they don't necessarily end up in the same pocket. A person with a blessing or money won't necessarily be able to know how to conduct themselves, spend it, or appropriate their next moves to figure out what happens next. That doesn't stop the Almighty. Once He decided to bless you, you're stuck with a blessing.
Word. Well, man, this is a lot of wisdom, I feel like this is just gospel you dropped on us. Everybody had to stop and listen, like.
So
damn, hold up.
All right, so listen, I appreciate the opportunity, right? Appreciate my man GL.
We appreciate you having here and getting your perspective
because
on
I'm
this.
kind of celebrating a weekend late for my birthday, so I'm gonna step back off and get back in the artist process of things. But I do want to say that one thing I'm going to try to do.
Word.
Because any of you that know my story know that I came up under a lot of prominent MCs and artists that never really just seemed to have the time. And I didn't know how important that was at the time until I started to build myself a little bit more religiously and found myself in a situation where I really needed to talk to the pastor. And his words to me was that I needed to make an appointment. And that's something that just stuck with me.
Making a point.
So I'm going to be that artist where I don't care where y'all see me. I can be backstage. I could be at the radio station. All things need to be done in order. So if I have something going on, please be courteous enough to wait until I finish. But if there's an opportunity where you can speak to me and you want to ask me something prominent, I will give you the best answer that I can possibly muster from the bottom of my soul. You might not like it, but I will be honest with you in a way that I would wish someone would be honest with my children.
You know what?
And I'll end there.
And that is being a motherfucking leader in your community, and that's pretty much what I believe we need as a society.
We need more to stand up.
Just people in your neighborhood. You think you're an average person. You think you're working a 9 to 5. You think you just you work in a cash register. Maybe you're just a freaking janitor. You can do something. You can do something for that neighborhood kid who probably has nobody, who plays outside lonely with a soccer ball. Or you can make somebody's life infinite. You can make them infinite. You can make them the medicine man. You can make them the future time traveler. And what I mean by that, I mean that they are pretty much the anomalous, a dissonant entity with the most equity. You feel me? So we're gonna go ahead.
I like this kid, man. I like this kid.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up like this. Feel me?
Well, yeah, let's get you guys back on.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and hold on. Let's bring it back. Trai, Sally, and we got the whole crew. Okay, Tressa.
See, I mean, y'all got these donuts.
I know, we got these donuts. We're gonna go ahead and make sure we carbo load after this, cause I got a hard out here in about 120 to make it to my house.
Yeah.
They said I had a hard.
Yeah. Gotta get.
After all this death and misfortune, fuck. That's some sick shit, but we gonna go ahead and finish this. And again, Trai Love, where can they find you? Find you?
Trai Love, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TRAILOVE. Look me up. I got a show coming up tomorrow. Rated R with Brady Bob, Charles Allen, Mine Robinson, Just Jaden. Y'all come through. Check us out at Club 3710. Check us out. Peace.
All right, and then also to my left, Sally Lebig.
Hey,
tell the
y'all.
people where they can find you.
Yeah, find me on Instagram and Facebook at Sally Lebig. That's it.
All right, Instagram, Facebook, Sally Lebig. And again, the only one, the sex symbol, the godmother of Houston, vegan dick, the vegan soldier, vegan lord,
The vegan lord,
vegan president,
comedian Tressa. So on any social media, I have a show on Christmas at the Adventure. Lady Business, the secret group, 1228. And then January 11th is the Improv. And then every 2 weeks at St. Bernard's. But we're going to skip December 27th, though, for the holidays. And we'll be back at it 2020. At Comedian Tressa. Make sure you follow me and come to the January 11th, 2020 show at the Improv.
All right, and I've been your host, Enrique Chacon, a.k.a. Ricochet Sean. And
AKA Mrs. Steal Your Ornament off the Christmas tree.
A.k.a. go to the Goodwill. Be the Grinch, 1-800-FUCK-ALL-OF-YALL.com. And again, you can find me at Rico, RICO, Shay Sean, SHAYSHON, baby. So we're going to go ahead and wrap another episode of Life is Hard.
Laugh It Off.
All right, good job, y'all.
Yes.
That was some deep.
That was good.
You ain't talking about
went to
the
church.
So much.
Oh no, I decided we didn't need it. We didn't need to talk about the
Yeah, we were.
Because people don't know that that's what my dad is, a retired officer.
Okay.
I gotta go get my daughter.